Hey everybody, what's up? This is Cody, and I'm so excited to do another video for you guys. Guys, I know that it has been a month since I've done a video, and I owe you all an apology for that, but I have a couple of reasons. First of all, I took the advice of big businessman and entrepreneur Jason Williams. If you guys haven't seen the video, I'll leave the link in the description here. Awesome interview, but he told me at the end of this interview to practice a propensity to avoid action at all costs right now. Because of this pandemic, because of everything that's been going on, it is just a perfect time to rest, sit back, hang out with the family, and maybe even set up some big plans for the rest of 2020. We didn't know that this whole COVID-19 thing was going to take place, so I think it was very wise of him to give me that advice, and I'm so glad that I did. I took that month off, spent a lot of time with family, and just kind of planned out a lot more for this coming rest of the year. So thank you so much for all of your patience. I'm back doing videos again, and I'm super excited to be. So let's hop into Bitcoin and the rest of 2020. Alright guys, so first things first, heading over to coinmarketcap.com. It is officially a few days after the halving, and Bitcoin is just under $10,000, sitting at $9,734.34 according to the USD value. And, you know, I think a lot of people, there's so many predictions about Bitcoin just taking off and just being explosive and, you know, just a bunch of different predictions. You know, Bitcoin was just going to just completely tank after the halving took place. But honestly, guys, it's happening exactly how I thought it was going to happen. And I'll explain a little bit. There's a video that I put out probably about 6, maybe 7 months ago, maybe a little earlier than that. It could have actually been 4 months ago. I don't know. Anyways, I'll leave the link in the description below. But basically, first of all, I'm no financial advisor, nor am I a professional chart reader. Not to totally decredit myself, but I do understand charts to some basic common sense degree. And I was looking over just the monthly charts, and I just want to show you guys a quick clip from that monthly chart reading that I was doing a few months back. So let's check that out. Guys, literally from the halving of 2020 to the absolute corner of this apex is 1 year. Okay, what's significant about that? We talked about it. There's always been a year in between the halving and the massive bull run. Year right here, that's a year. Okay, this section right here from the halving to here, that's a year. Okay, the halving right here to the apex here, that is 1 year. All right, I don't think that that's coincidental at all. I think that's history just repeating itself on the monthly, and I think that's really exciting. Now here's the all right, so obviously Bitcoin has already surpassed you know, where that apex mark was that I had there. That's supposedly supposed to be a year from now. It has gone way past that already, but I have a reason for that, because that's not the point. The point is that Bitcoin seems to always have a steady incline after every single halving that it's taken place in history. I believe that we're going to be seeing a much larger amount of inclining, obviously, this year, because there's more institutional investors, there's more people that are buying Bitcoin, there's more gateways to getting Bitcoin. It's actually becoming more popular, which gives it reason to actually go up much more in price in this quote-unquote steady incline. And with that being said, I don't believe that we're going to see the massive bull run until, like history has repeated itself every single time after the halving, 1 year after. That is when I believe we'll see a massive bull run. Now, it's probably going to feel like a massive bull run this coming year, potentially, just because of how many people are investing in it. I wouldn't be surprised if after you know, the end of this year, we're seeing Bitcoin above 20,000. It's very, very possible. And everyone's going to be like, the bull run. But I don't believe the bull run's really going to take place until next year, possibly a little bit later too. So that was my whole point. And, you know, I'd encourage you guys to watch that video again. Again, I'm no financial advisor. Please don't just buy Bitcoin because of, you know, everything that I'm saying. This is just basically a entertainment video for everybody and just my personal thoughts. I want you to be responsible for your own financial decisions, but I can say this: there is a lot more positivity, and all the skepticism of a Bitcoin has just been going away quite a bit. There's new institutional investors and hedge fund managers and billionaires that are investing. Like, for instance, check out this video of this billionaire and hedge fund manager who has been investing in Bitcoin now up to 2% of his portfolio. So check this out.
For a long time, you were a skeptic of Bitcoin and some cryptocurrencies, but you recently appear to have changed your mind about that. What happened?
Well, COVID happened and the great monetary inflation happened, and that made me begin to think about how do you want to be positioned in your portfolio going forward. So that's really what tripped my interest in Bitcoin. And you have to realize, if you just think about, say, Bitcoin versus cash, right? Bitcoin, when I think of stores of value, I think of it four ways: purchasing power, trustworthiness, liquidity, and portability. That's kind of the categories I put it in. So when it comes to trustworthiness, Bitcoin's 11 years old. There's very little trust in it. We're watching the birthing of a store of value, and whether that succeeds or not, only time will tell. What I do know is that every day that goes by and Bitcoin survives, the trust in it will go up. If you take cash, on the other hand, and you think about it from a purchasing power standpoint, if you own cash in the world today, you know your central bank has an avowed goal of depreciating its value 2% per year. So you have, in essence, a wasting asset in your hands. So Bitcoin, I think it's a great speculation. I've got something between 1 and I think just over 1% of my assets in Bitcoin. Maybe it's almost 2. That seems like the right number right now. It's not, for me, it's not the greatest, it's not the, the great cure for all the monetary ills, etc. It's a great speculation. That's what I would say Bitcoin is.
All right, guys. So just to bring it to your attention, who you just listened to there was big hedge fund manager and billionaire Paul Jones, who is actually, according to 2020 polls, that he is worth $5.1 billion. And so when he's saying that he's investing 1 to potentially almost 2% of his assets into Bitcoin, I just want you guys to realize that that's $100 million, okay? And I could be totally off on what he meant when he said that, but if he's saying almost 2% of 5.1 billion, because he said all of his assets, that's almost $100 million that he has in Bitcoin. And he's almost playing it off like that's not a lot, but it is a lot. How many of you guys have $100 million in Bitcoin? Let alone, I mean, that's unbelievable. And I know that, when you're worth $5+ billion, that's obviously not that hard to necessarily invest in, but it is something to take into seriously deep consideration, is that we've got some new faces, people that were once skeptical and now are getting comfortable with the idea of, okay, this whole COVID-19 thing that went down, this pandemic, where people don't want to touch dollars anymore and hand them back and forth because they're spreading potential diseases, a digital asset doesn't sound like a bad idea. And as an investor, why not invest in a digital asset that's decentralized and, basically almost like a true democracy where people don't have to worry about a government having complete control of that asset. It is just completely decentralized and the world decides its value. So I think that this is really exciting to see hedge fund managers and billionaires putting a position in, especially over, $90 million according to what he's saying. So I think that's super exciting. Anyways, guys, I don't know about you, but I am so incredibly pumped just to see how the rest of this year is going to play out. I personally am still investing in cryptocurrency. I want to remind you guys to do your due diligence. Make sure that you are absolutely 100% responsible for your own financial actions in this time, because it is going to be a wild ride, I believe. But I'm super pumped. I really believe that this market right now of $264 billion is just so incredibly undervalued. And I think anything in the top 100 crypto assets, I believe it is just an awesome time to be investing in multiple different pieces of the pie. And Bitcoin obviously should be the most prominent investment of your entire portfolio, I believe personally. So I'm pumped. This is kind of a warm-up video to get me back into making videos for you guys. Throw some ideas out. What would you guys like for me to make a video of? I know I have a couple since I've been gone that have asked me about the Tika Taware prediction of the 5 coins to $5 million, that you put $500 into each of those coins and you'll have a return of 5 million over the next certain amount of time. You know, I might actually make a video about that just to kind of give my opinion off of those particular cryptocurrencies or assets and why he would think that. And just throwing out my opinion. Obviously, he's a very credible individual, so I'm gonna, you know, let me know in the comments below if there's anything specifically that you want me to go over, wallets, currencies, assets, exchanges, whatever. Just let me know. I'm back. I'm excited. Cannot wait to do this with you guys. So anyways, guys, if you guys, again, leave a comment, like this video, that would mean the world to me, and I will chat with you guys soon. Crypto Cody out.